This is a set of well, maybe not welcome, updates for political science majors for Spring A 2021. I know that sounds crazy that it's already 2021. I just thought, so usually I write this down and, there's a long paragraph and it goes into email that some of the students I don't really read very closely. I don't blame you, to be honest, with the amount of reading and emails and things like that. It's a little long, so I decided that we would do it this way this time and see if it works out. If you don't like it like this, shoot me an email and say, it's terrible, don't do it ever again, right? But it might help you, so if it's better than the other one, I'll do it either way. So there you go. First thing I wanted to go ahead and put out there is that spring 16-week and 8-week 1 courses are beginning next Monday, 1 week from today. Let's see, let me get that right. Yep, 1 week from today, January 11th. So make sure that we're going to get to the registering, but if you're registered for classes, that your courses are going to start then. So if you're taking a course in our department or another department, be aware that things are going to get started on the 11th. You'll be able to access all the course materials, I think, at midnight of that day. So, so that is what it is. So, but just to be aware, so we don't get behind, and then everything's all messed up, right? And then you're stuck in your courses, and you're having to rely on mercy of a faculty member to let you do some of the work that you missed and things like that. That's not a great way to go. So, we want to make sure that everybody's knows that's what we're going to do here, okay? Second thing, and much more importantly, pretty importantly, make sure you register for your courses, okay? I didn't pull the exact numbers. Hold on, let me pull them real quick, and I can probably tell you how many we're down in EAB, or if we're down. I don't know. I haven't looked at it too carefully yet. Other than just for a couple of courses that just look a little low. Hold on just a second and I can tell you how low we are. All right. Okay, areas of study. Okay. Okay. There's about 19 students or so. Probably, if I look down this list, there's a couple of people that graduated on this list. I just put whether they were registered in the fall, but not in the spring. But yeah, there's somewhere about 19 so people haven't registered for courses and that are registered in the fall. So we want to make sure that we get everybody in and everything's working well with that. So, but yeah, that's what that's what you need to do. The other thing that I wanted to go ahead and mention, and this is mostly for online students, but it's also for the face-to-face students, is that you can take, whether you're online or in person, those two separate majors, right? The online versus the in-person, the two different programs, how they're listed, right? They are, the requirements aren't different, but that's the way that it does go. The other part of it is, China, you can take, even if you're an online student, that's Political Science 4389, and you can take Political Science 4325 Latin America, whether you're an online student or an in-person student. Let me explain why. In both of these courses, they will be taught at a time. Mine, for example, the China class is from 9:30 to 10:45 on Tuesday, Thursdays, if I remember correctly. The class will happen live. And so if you're an in-person student, you just show up to class. We're just going to do like we normally do, okay? But if you're online and you want to take China, or you want to get that class so that you don't have to take something else down the line, the lectures will be recorded every class period. They'll be posted to Canvas. All of the submission of assignments can be done through Canvas. So even if you're in Norway, right? Even if you're in Norway, you can still take that class. It's not the way that we would do in the past where, an in-person class, online students can't take that. We're trying to branch that out a little bit so that we can diversify some of the course options we're offering to online and face-to-face students. And this is the way that we're going to go about it, at least in the short term, before we can come up with something else. So you can register for that course. If you would like syllabi for it, there's no attendance. We're not going to take attendance in either of these. But, or at least I know I'm not, and Dr. Perry has said he's not going to either. So what happens is that it will function like sort of a distance course, right? But those courses are available to both of you. So if you need to pick up a course here, you need to get this one, or however it goes, you can do that. So if you want to, go ahead and register for that. I think I talked about it a little bit in a memo or like an email a couple of months ago, but I didn't see any online students in there. So and we're offering that. So we're giving it a shot this semester. So if you would like to do that, you can do that. If you are having if you have any questions or comments about how the classes will be structured, I'll be more than happy to provide a syllabus for China. I don't want to go out and speak for Dr. Perry, but I have a feeling Dr. Perry would send you a syllabus too. I'll check with him to make sure that that's actually true. But for the most part, I think it is true that that both will have the same sort of development and delivery. So there we go. The books are cheap for China. Well, I don't want to say they're super cheap, but they're relatively cheap using Governing China, which is a it's kind of a common text for it. So, and also for those of you that are face-to-face majors, some of you have just gotten out of Dr. Spickerman's China class, so it seems like that would be a positive for you, or at least something that you have a little bit of instincts from. I've just checked it right here on Amazon. You can buy the Governing China, the only book in the course, for $10.16, or buy it new for $50. So, and that's the only book that's being used in that course. So, it's one of those easy to do sort of things. So, all right. The other thing, I got a couple emails about it, so I want to go ahead and address it. Graduation procedures. Okay, here's what you have to have from when we do the checks for people graduating. This is what we're looking for in that semester. You need to be, it has to be theoretically possible for you to get to 120 hours in that semester. Okay, that's the first thing we're looking for. The second thing is you must have satisfactory completion of 3301, 3302, and 8. That's 8 additional upper division courses in political science. Okay? The other thing you have to have is you have to have a minor. That varies from department to department. A lot of you have been with CCJO, which is our Criminal Justice Online. Some of you have done sociology. Some of you have done history. So they have different requirements for those minors. So make sure that you check that out whenever you do it. If you are in that boat, okay, you have 120 hours, your core complete, meaning you don't have to take any more basics. You have successfully passed 3301 and 3302, pass meaning C, and you have those 8, or you are taking them that semester, you are eligible to apply to graduate. What will happen is they'll put up a link probably the very beginning of February and have a deadline of like March 1st for it. And what will happen is you'll apply to graduate, so forth, and that'll kickstart the process. I'll get an email that says so-and-so has applied to graduate. Can you do a degree check for them? That's what I'll do. I'll go and make sure you have all of your things. Those of you who have done advising with me, it's very, we've gone through them together. You and I have, if we've done any advising before. Oh, this, and this, and you have a PDF document of what the system says you have. So that will be done that way. Other graduation procedures at the end. What will happen is I'll sign off on it, right? I'll put the John Hancock on there. I'll send it over to the registrar's office. Yes, this person is going to graduate, conditional on the completion of their courses in that semester. We'll get you all ready to go. You're good to go. You'll graduate. The only other thing that we need to do is we're holding diplomas and files. If you do not complete the ACAT, the ACAT is an assessment tool. You don't have to study for it. You do have to take it. When you apply to graduate and I do your degree audit, I'll send out an email to all the people who are ready to graduate that, yeah, you need to get this done. We use two sections. We use the American politics section and then the comparative and IR section, even though we don't teach that much IR here. You'll just do them. They just want to see how much you've learned, that type of thing over your time here. It gives us a nice score, and it compares it to all other people who are political science majors taking it in their last semester. So we can report to administration, look, we're not just making this up, right? These courses are helping our students compare favorably. Most of our students are comparing in somewhere to the 60 to 90th percentile, meaning you're better than 60 to 90% of the people who have graduated with political science degrees in that year. So we're really interested in seeing that. It helps us do a lot of things. As we'll get to here in a second on a little bit of the money thing, it does help us. So we'll have you do that. And then we'll also ask, what are your plans? If you need job assistance, we want to provide that as much as humanly possible. Now, if you're an online student and you live in Alaska, right, I don't know very many people to get you in the door someplace, but I'll be more than happy to write letters for students to try to get them wherever they want to go. That's the other part of it. And we also report that as well to the administration and to UT system, what our degree recipients are doing. So that's a real obvious thing, but we got to get it done, it is what it is there. Course changes. This will be the last semester in which Political Science 3301 and Political Science 3302 will be taught in an 8-week semester. Okay? Now, the problem is it's not enough time. 7 weeks to teach you how to model SMLE, which is required in our course description and in the catalog, it's just not physically possible. It's tough. Those of you who've taken 3301 in 7 weeks can probably attest to this, that it's just an amazing amount of things you have to do in such a short period of time. So what we did, we had two options basically. We could create a third course and require that one too, a 3303, and then cut it up a little bit better and do it over 3 semesters. But it wasn't going to be very good linearly. We'd have to actually change the entire undergraduate degree, which requires a lot of signatures and a lot of forms and things like that. And so, not to mention the additional course. So you'd be taking an additional required research design course on top of the 2 that you're already taking anyways. So the other option was to move those to 16 weeks so we can accurately do it. Okay, so this semester will be the last of the 8-week courses there. We'll put them back to back though. So it'll be fall 3301, spring 3302. Okay, and so that'll get there quicker than you think. So if you're going to take 3301 and 3302 in this semester, be aware to be prepared for a lot of things that'll be going on in the course. If you're graduating this semester and you need 3301 and 3302 to do it, of course take them, right? But just be aware that from now on it'll go into that 16-week. It was a hard decision, to be frankly honest with you. But when doctors Emmert, Perry, and I sat down, we all kind of agree that the 3-course thing is not a great idea. It wasn't a bad idea, but it's easier to do this. It's probably going to be better for students, and so that's why we did that. Okay, now let's talk about something serious, academic advising. All right. I want to be completely honest. It's not good. I have, especially for you online students, online majors, I have I have dozens of cases where academic advising has told online students wrong things about our degree program. How to finish it, how to complete it, when things are offered, when they're not. And so I've gone to my wits' end to try to affect some sort of change that was fruitless. And so, yeah. So what I'm telling you is that if something doesn't sound right to you, or something sounds a little messed up, shoot me an email as quickly as possible. We've had students, especially two that graduated last, they should have graduated a long time ago. They were just told wrong things. So they were kind of in this limbo, just saying, oh yeah, I thought this, and this, and it wasn't accurate. So if you have any questions about things, shoot me an email. I'll be more than happy to sit down with you. We can do it through Microsoft Teams. So I just want to make sure that we can do that. Now, finally, but this is the kind of a good thing here. I want to go ahead and provide sort of an announcement that, and to two of our students, Miss Audrey Spots and Miss Anita Gonzalez, who have received our departmental scholarship for the spring. We didn't know we had it until a couple of weeks ago, or not a couple of weeks, 6 to 8 weeks ago. And so their outstanding performance in the classroom definitely warrants it. What will happen is that money was given as a gift, a large gift to the university, and that money needs to go to a political science major. Okay, so what will happen is from now on, I'll probably open it in March or so. We'll go ahead and take applications for that scholarship beginning in March, and you'll have more details about it. We're going to award students with outstanding academic performance. It is going to be merit-based, so we'll do a sort of an application process and make sure everyone can be involved. And so there we go with that. And so we just want to put that out there, and we'll talk it up a little bit more as we get a little bit further into the semester. But yeah, I wanted to make sure that everyone's aware of that. Finally, pre-law advising. Some of you have a terrible idea to destroy your life by going to law school. No, I'm just kidding, right? But if you would like to go to law school, I am the pre-law advisor, so I need to get in contact with you, start figuring things out for you. If things are out of reach, I need to tell you pretty quickly here. That won't always be the case. Most of the time we do this, students realize, wow, I have a good chance. I have a decent chance. Not I have no chance. So we'll do that, and we'll get you set up with LSAT materials, because that's by far the most important. We'll also have you focusing in on your classes a little bit more, things of that nature. Get you ready as much as humanly possible for that admissions process, and we'll go there. The same thing if you want to go be a political scientist. I know that's a bad decision, maybe worse than law school, right? But if political science is truly your life, and you want it to be, and you want to go and do these things, let me know as well. We need to start that process too, because that's a totally different process, right? for getting you ready for GREs, where to go, how to pick people, how to pick a university, if you would like to do that. So we want to be as open and as clear as possible about how to do either of those things. So that's all that I have here. Let me know if things didn't go well on this. You can always shoot me an email, mcmichael_t@utpp.edu. And good luck as we start the spring semester.